Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video also we will be learning some vocabularies reading this news piece. You all might have heard that the former Deputy Minister Cegu Issadin passed away yesterday. Actually I am recording this video today on 29th of November, right? So you can see this is the date that I opened this quick note. November 29, and he passed away yesterday. But our objective is not to know that Cegu Issadin has passed away, but our objective is to learn some vocabularies reading this news piece, right? So here let's read the detailed news. The founder chairman of Sri Lanka Muslim Congress and former Media, Information, Highway and Rural Development Deputy Minister Cegu Issadin passed away yesterday morning at Akaraipattu. Right, so he is a resident of Akaraipattu and he passed away in his residency. Right, he was born on May 12, 1944. Right, here his birth date is given. If you want to know his date of birth for general knowledge, that's okay, you can remember that, but my objective is just to teach some words out of this news piece, right? Okay, he was born, okay, that's okay. His daughter Hasana Issadin serves as the personal secretary to the Prime Minister Harini Amarasuriya, right? So you all know that his daughter is the personal secretary to the Prime Minister, okay, and her name is Hasana Issadin. His funeral will took place. Yeah, actually there is a grammatical mistake in this sentence. Even though it is a national newspaper, they have made a small grammar error. So here, since this is a simple future tense, his funeral will take place, right? Not took place. Here it is supposed to be take place. Okay, I hope you can understand this. His funeral will take place in Akaraipattu on Thursday 28. Otherwise, if this was published today, since this is published today, we have to omit this will so that we can refer to past tense that happened already, right? His funeral took place in Akaraipattu on Thursday. Okay, so if we want to refer to past tense, then we have to omit this will. So I think not, okay, so since this is published today on 29th, we can just omit this one, okay, not this. Okay, so his funeral took place in Akaraipattu on Thursday 28th. He was the instrumental. Okay, so now some people might not know the funeral, the word funeral. For those people, let me insert the meaning of this word funeral, extracting from the dictionary. Right, so here you can see funeral. Funeral is a noun, right? So funeral is a noun. So here you can see the description of the word funeral. A ceremony, usually a religious one, for burying or cremating, right? So now if you have a dead body, you can do two actions. You can perform two actions. You can bury, right? Bury means you have to dig a hole in the sand and you have to bury the dead body and close with sand again, and you have to cremate, right? So cremate means you have to simply burn the body, right? So usually Muslims not Muslims bury their dead bodies, and normally Christians cremate their dead bodies, right? So here one more vocabulary, not one more, two more vocabulary we have learned. Bury means we have to dig a hole on the soil and we have to place the dead body and we have to again cover it with sand, right? Cremate means you have to burn it. Okay, right. A ceremony, usually a religious one, for burying or cremating. You can see here, burning is equal to burning a dead person, right? So see the sentences. Hundreds of people attended the funeral, right? So here, hundreds of people attended the funeral of the former Deputy Minister Cegu Issadin at Akkarepattu. So likewise, you can construct sentences also, right? So let me write down that this sentence also for you. Hundreds 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 of people attended the funeral of former Deputy Minister Cegu Issadin, right? This is how we have to construct sentences. Okay, moving to the second one, a funeral procession, right? So a funeral procession means, now you see here, after performing all the rituals, we will have to bring the dead body to the burial ground, right? So now through the road we will be following the dead body. That walk is called procession, right? So procession means, in Tamil we can say urvalam, right? Urvalam. The next word that we are going to study is procession, right? So I will again insert the picture and explain the meaning, right? Right. So a funeral march is also happening in some cultures. A sad piece of music suitable for funerals, like a melody music, they will be humming when the dead body is carried in the procession, right? So this is how we have to learn, right? So now you see here, we have studied the meaning of funeral and we have constructed one sentence, and in the process we have to study another vocabulary, that is procession. So let me insert the picture of this procession. Right. Now the next word that we are going to learn is procession, right? So here procession is also a noun. It can take two meanings. The first one is a line of people or vehicles that move along slowly, especially as a part of a ceremony. The act of moving in this way, right? So you might have seen a lot of procession, right? Even during Milad Nabi occasion, we carry out procession, right? Here you can see a funeral procession, right? So let's say from the house of a person to the burial ground or the crematory. Okay, now crematory means the place where the dead body is cremated or burned, right? So now we have to bring the dead body, right? So when we bring the dead body, we will perform, or we will march a procession, right? So here you can see a funeral procession, right? A torchlight procession, right? So torchlight procession you might have seen in Olympic events also, right? The procession made its way down the hill, right? So down the hill, let's say a line of vehicle or line of people, or the procession is carried out along the hill. So we can use this sentence: the procession made its way down the hill, right? So groups of unemployed people from all over the country marched in procession to the capital, right? So let's say after graduation nobody got job, so all the graduates from different parts of the island are going to Colombo for a procession. or for a strike action, right? So in that case we can tell that group of unemployed people from all over the country marched in procession to the capital. They are all going to Colombo for carrying out or for conducting a strike action, right? So in order to draw the attention of the government. Okay, right. So the second meaning is a number of people who come one after the other, right? So there should be a uniformity in the procession, right? So like march fast. A procession of waiters appeared bearing trays of food, right? So in a hotel during a special occasion, the waiters will be walking or conducting a march where they will just walk one after one in a rhythmic way, right? So in that case we can use this word also, procession, right? So procession means in Tamil we say urvalam, and this is how we have to use that word in our day-to-day conversation, right? So I hope whenever you see or whenever you go to a funeral house, from the funeral house to the burial ground or the crematory, when you are walking, this word should come to your mind. Okay, right. Now let's continue reading. His funeral took place in Akkarepattu on Thursday. He was the instrumental in establishing Pirai FM during his tenure, right? So instrumental mean he played major role, right? So the next word that I am going to introduce is instrumental. Right. Now instrumental is adjective or noun, right? So if you use it as an adjective, now you see here, important in making something happen, right? So he was instrumental in bringing about an end to the conflict, right? So he played major role in ending the conflict, right? So he managed, or he tried hard to make the two-party compromise in order to end the conflict, right? So in that scenario you can use he was instrumental, he was important in bringing about an end to the conflict, right? So I hope you have understood, and I didn't include the usage of this word as noun when I was taking the picture, so sorry for that. I hope you have understood the meaning or the use case of this word instrumental. He was instrumental in establishing Pirai FM during his tenure. Tenure means during his period when he was the deputy minister of this media information, right? So media means Pirai FM coming under media. So he established this Pirai FM during his tenure, during his period, right? So now for those who don't know the meaning of tenure, I will insert the picture and explain. Right. So here if you look at this picture, tenure, this is how we have to pronounce this word, tenure. It is used as a noun, and if you look at the first, second and third meanings, we can easily understand how this word is used and its descriptions, right? So the period of time, right? So as I told you, if you want to highlight for its synonym, you can simply highlight this period, right? So the period of time when somebody holds an important job, especially a political one, the act of holding an important job, right? So you can see here his 4-year tenure as president, right? So usually in Sri Lanka, a president has the tenure of 5 years, right? So in other countries, there might be 4 years also, right? So his 4-year tenure as dean of the faculty. So his 4-year or his 3-year tenure as the vice chancellor of the university, right? So this is how we can construct sentences, right? So I have told you some more sentences also. He his 3 year tenure. Oh, as the vice chancellor of the university. So little by little we have to try to construct sentences, and with time you will be able to fluently speak, right? So here look at the second sentence. She knew that tenure of high political office was beyond her, right? So she knew that tenure of high political office was beyond her. If you cannot understand the meaning, or if you can't digest the meaning, just skip that sentence, right? So when we repeat the word again, you will be able to understand, right? So another thing is, when we are learning, if you don't understand anything, don't spend time on that, just skip that and move on, and with time or later you will be able to understand, right? Okay, so look at the second meaning. Second meaning, the right. Okay, so actually okay, the right to stay permanently in your job, especially as a teacher at a university, right? So it's still extremely difficult to get tenure, right? So if you want to become a permanent lecturer in a university, then that is called also tenure, right? So to get tenure, it is very difficult, right? So normally to become a permanent lecturer, it will take time, and it is practically very difficult, right? So it's still extremely difficult to get tenure. This is what it says, which means uh, in short, in a sense, becoming a lecturer or becoming a permanent lecturer is very difficult, right? Okay, so that's enough for the word tenure, and you can just read the third meaning and understand. We have to just focus on the first and second meaning of the words. That is enough, right? And if you still need the third application, you can just read the legal right to live in a house or use a period of use a piece of land, right? So if you are buying, or if you are purchasing a house for rent, then you will have a certain period of time, right? So again the word period comes, so we can use this word for the legal right to live in a house or use of a piece of land. Okay, right. Now again we will continue our reading. Tenure, and dedicated his life for the growth of Sri Lanka Muslim Congress with late founder, leader of Sri Lanka Muslim Congress, MHM Ashraf. Right, you all know about MHM Ashraf, and he has passed away. Right now, what I want to tell you is, you can see the adjective late here. For the founder, leader of Sri Lanka Muslim Congress, MHM Ashraf, they have used the word late, right? So now we know that late don't come late, which means after the time is over, or this is the late is the opposite of early. But it has another meaning also. If you want to refer to a person who has already passed away, you can use this word late, right? Now let me again insert the extract of the word late from the dictionary. Right, so here late, right? So late, this is how we have to pronounce this word. It can be used both as adjective and adverb. Now let's see how this is used as adjective. Now the meaning, the first meaning, now they have given only before noun means this can be used only before noun. For example, now you see here, I am, oh, she is beautiful. and beautiful girl, right? Now the word beautiful or the adjective beautiful is used before not only before noun, right? So we can use it after linking verb also. Linking verb means now here M is called linking verb, right? So that is just a grammar rule. But now you see here, in the first context it can be used only before noun near the end of the period of time, a person's life, right? In the late afternoon means, let's say this is afternoon and this is the near end, right? So this is late afternoon. If the entire portion is afternoon and the near end of the afternoon is called late afternoon, right? In the late afternoon, in the late summer, she married in her late 20s, right? So late 20s mean when she was 29 or 28, like that, right? So you can see here 28 or 29, late 20s, right? In later life he started playing golf, right? So when he was old, before he died, he started playing golf, right? So golf is a game. The school was built in the late 1970s, right? So in the late 1970s mean in 1970s, 79 or something like that, it has been built, right? Okay, now the opposite is early. Here if you look at the second meaning, not usually before noun, right? So here the usual meaning you already know, right? So now what I wanted to introduce is the unknown usage of this word late. That is the fourth meaning. You can see here, fourth meaning. This is also used only before noun, right? So he is late, for example, okay, now let's say this guy has already passed away. You cannot tell that he is late. It doesn't mean he has passed away, right? So if you want to use this word late, then you have to use it only before a noun, right? So you have to place this adjective before a noun only, right? So here you see, of a person, for a person we can use no longer alive. He is no longer living. Her late husband mean her passed away husband, right? So her husband passed away already, and if she wants to refer to her passed away husband, then she will use my she can't say my husband is late. It doesn't mean he has passed away. He will just say my late husband loved me a lot, right? So you see here, this is how we have to construct sentences. Now let's assume that she is telling my late husband loved me a lot, provided that she is married to another person after he died, right? Now the late Paul Newman, right? So Paul Newman is the name of a person, and if he has already passed away, we will use the late Paul Newman. Okay, now like we have used the late for MHM Ashraf here in this news piece, right? So I think it's time to end this video. If you have found this video useful, please subscribe to my channel and share with your friends also, so that they also can learn English with us. And if you don't know any words from this paragraph or this news piece, do let me know in the comment section so that I can consider them in the next video, right? So till I meet you in the next video, bye.